Hey guys, how you doing? Today is Monday, November 10th. How are you? I am home with Bryn today. On the weekend, she did the Duke of Edinburgh trek, whatever you call it. When kids are in grade 9, they can do this Duke of Edinburgh thing, and you work in grade 9. You work for the bronze, and then the next level is silver, and then it's gold. And what it is you hike 30 kilometers, and you sleep over somewhere, and you're on a team. So her and 5 of her friends walked around the island on Saturday. They did 15K, and then they went back to the school, and they sleep in the field, and they have a Coleman stove, and they have to cook their own food and work as a team, and someone carries the tent, and someone carries the pots and pans, and so, you know, so they do that, and it was fine, but I told Bryn to take a sweatshirt, and she didn't listen to me, so she went to bed. She said they all kind of crashed around 9:30 on Saturday, but then she woke up to her teeth chattering like 1:30 in the morning on Sunday, because she was freezing because she didn't listen to her mother and take a sweatshirt with her, and they got soaked. The tent that they were in leaked. She said they were sleeping in a puddle. Everything was wet. She's like, my sleeping bag wasn't waterproof. I mean, it was just a cheap little, because she needed like a teeny tiny little sleeping bag. So they were just soaked. So I drove by yesterday. Kerrigan and I went to town to see a yacht that was in town called the Eclipse. So we drove by. I wanted to stop and say hi, but I didn't want, you know, anyone seeing me stop because they could be disqualified because they'd think I was stopping to help them. So I think I have a brief clip of us just saying hi as we drove by, so I'll put that in. Today is Sunday, November 9th, I think. And we're just driving along South Road here. We're hoping to drive by Bryn and her friends. They're doing the Duke of Edinburgh thing today. So we'll just have the camera ready and get a shot. We're not allowed to, I don't think we were allowed to stop or anything. We're not allowed to help them in any way. It poured rain last night, so.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, it was pouring rain at 3:30. Oh my god, I was up looking out the window. Oh, it was so bad. So they're probably going to be a little bit wet and miserable today. So we'll turn the camera back on if we catch a glimpse of them. The reason we're actually going in the car, we're going to hope to see Bryn, but there's the yacht, some guy's personal yacht over in town right now. It's called the Eclipse, and it is massive. So we need to show this to you. Scott and Kerrigan and I went to town last night, went out to dinner, and we saw the boat there. So I have a little video that I put on Scott's phone, so I'll show you that. But hopefully the boat will actually be there when we get over there. Okay, so here's the guy's yacht. You can see it takes up about the size of town. And it's apparently 530 some feet long. So this is town on a Sunday, not much going on. There's a grocery store back behind us that's opened. But this is about it. There's not much going on. So we're just we just really came over here to see the ship. You can, hang on, that's something in the way there. So I'm gonna go slow so we can see this. I'm in a taxi stand, but this is the boat. Apparently it has a crew of about 70. It has a submarine. It has 3 regular boats that go on it, and it actually has a missile launch system. The guy's from Russia. We're just going to go down here to the parking lot and turn around, and we can show you the back end of it. So here's the back end of it. So yeah, the guy is worth $9 billion. He's from Russia. He owns the Chelsea football team. Yeah, once you see a person on it, you get the perspective of how big this thing is. That's one of his boats. I think there's another one of those on the side. He has 3 of those. Unfortunately, though, that's why his wife... Hang on, we got some guy walking by. Hello, sir. There's rugby teams here for a championship, so I think he might be a rugby player. Totally guessing. But yeah, apparently this guy, his wife divorced him because he was completely paranoid about their safety all the time. And last I heard, he's building a bigger one of these. So yeah, it's got 2 heliports, 2 pools. Helipads. What did I say?
Heliport.
Isn't that what it is?
It's a helipad.
Helipad. It has 2 helipads and 2 swimming pools and a discotheque. So yeah, he's doing well for himself. We're just in town. Tonight is Saturday, November 9th. So I'm just downtown in the parking area. This is a gentleman's boat. It's called the Eclipse. I think he's like a Russian billionaire. And I'm gonna come by tomorrow, hopefully get a shot of it, but this is just the back end of it. Apparently it has a helipad and 20 jet skis and a submarine and a whole bunch of stuff on there. But you can see it compared to town. The thing is massive. Anyway, Scott and Kerrigan and I are just on our way out to dinner, so I'll try and get a video tomorrow. So they walked around so all day Saturday, and then they slept at the school in the field, and then they finished walking around yesterday, and she was so done. So she's home today. She's absolutely exhausted and sore. So yeah, so she's taking a day off of school, but it's fine. And then tomorrow they're off because it's Remembrance Day here. So. But I just want to show you, in case you have anyone doing this trek, I got this. It's a High Sierra bag. Hers was black, but we got it at Costco this summer for $29.98 or something. But it's called the Tangent 45. It's a 45-liter backpack. It was really light, but she had to carry... they weren't allowed to carry any more than 30 pounds of stuff. She had about 22 pounds of stuff. But this bag was great. It has a lower compartment here where you put your sleeping bag. The back of it has this mesh part that sort of bends outwards, so it's letting air go through in behind your back. And then it has a rain cover that comes down. So yeah, so it's High Sierra Tangent 45, so that was really good. And so she did the walk, but they were just done. So, and then we beeped on the way home, and they were walking at that point. And of course the video camera ran out of battery. So, but yeah, so she did that. So it's the bronze level that she's working on right now. And this was just the pretend walk. This was just a practice walk. They do the real one, I think, in March. So yeah, so hopefully she'll listen to me next time and take a sweatshirt. But yeah, everything was soaked. It was just disgusting. And I was helping her pull everything out of her bag yesterday, and it was just like wet and disgusting. So anyway, so that was on Saturday. She did that. So Saturday and Sunday she was doing that. So Saturday, after we dropped her off at her friend's, Kerrigan and I went over to the Barn, my secondhand store that I go to, and I got a set of hockey cards. Now, it's a Canadian thing, I guess, but I've never collected hockey cards. Years ago, when Scott and I moved to Toronto for school, Scott's brother, he's 6 years younger than Scott. He gave Scott a bunch. He gave us a bunch of his hockey cards. They were all like wrapped in paper towel, really cute, and had them in a case. So he said, "Hold on to these for me." So we held on to them for him. And then now that he has a son, I ended up giving them back to him years later because I've said, now that you have a boy and he plays hockey, you know, you may want these for him someday. So we gave them back to him. So I've never, other than that, other than babysitting hockey cards, I'd never had any. So I went in and this thing was full of hockey cards. Oops, bang, crashed. And so I started looking at it, and I noticed this man like came over and he was just kind of looking at it when I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, sorry. And then I walked away and I sat down and I started looking at them, and I said, Kerrigan, I said, is this silly? Like, what am I doing with hockey cards? I don't know anything about them. And she's like, oh, just get them. So then I started to take the binder back over to where I first found it, and I sat it down, and I noticed this other guy comes around, and he was just kind of looking at what, like when I was turning the pages, and I'm like, okay, I may be onto something here. And then I looked around, and there was about 4 men following me around the barn, waiting for me to drop this, and I'm like, I think I'm going to take this. So I didn't understand how to organize them. I was going to organize them by player. I was looking on YouTube when I got home how to do it. And I realized that they were all numbered. I know this is going to sound stunned to people that collect these, but I had no idea. So this one here, it's a 93, 94 Fleer Ultra set, and it goes all the way from 1 up to 250. So, and the entire set is there, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I actually like Ray Bork, and I don't know, there's a Wayne Gretzky one in here, Felix Potvin, and like Mario Lemieux. I recognized the players, so I was like, okay, well that's something. And then there was this card in here, which I looked it up on eBay, and that's worth $16.50 alone. So I thought that was good. There's a Patrick Waugh card, and he's worth $7. So a lot of these are in sets. I've got the 93 Premier cards from 1 to 264. I've got the 93 Gretzky's Great Ones. I've got the Team Point Leaders from 93. And I've got the 93 Sweden World Junior Champion cards. And I also have the Upper Deck cards from 1 to 308. So some of them are missing in between there, but yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. So for 20 bucks, I thought that was a pretty good deal. The sleeves that they were in looked like they were like chewed by an animal and kind of dead. So I had a whole bunch of these that I found brand new at the barn one day. So I transferred them all and took them all out and carefully put them back in because I realized that if corners are bent and stuff, that's a bad thing. So, but anyway, Bryn wants to sell them and buy tickets to the next One Direction concert. I'm like, we're not selling them. I'm like, I'll hold on to them for many years and then you can go see them on their retirement tour. So we're not selling them. This, I'm quite impressed with myself. I've kept up with my bullet journal. I'm up to page 66, and I've got, as of Saturday, November 8th, I didn't write in yesterday, and I have to write down some, I don't think, no, and I have to write down some tasks for today, but I'm about this much through this book so far, and like I said before, I had bought another one of these, so I will have that to look at later. The lawn guys are here. They're clearing up the rest of the broken trees and stuff in our yard, which is good. And the pets, I did a recent video on my pet channel, and you'll see that I changed the banner on my pet channel's page, and I took all 4 pigs and the bunny out and did like a little photo shoot, so that was the best picture I could get. We had to put the bunny in between the pigs so they wouldn't attack each other. But it turned out really cute. And this morning, Charlie had a little tiny tree frog. You know those ones that chirp, like that whistle or whatever at night? It had a tiny little tree frog in her cage this morning, so I had to take that out of there. I think he's been possibly in the house since the storm. I have no idea, but they're like teeny tiny little tree frogs. Because I know one was in the house the morning of that bad storm that we had, that first storm. But anyway, so that's gone. And, oh, jeez, the lawn guy outside the window scared me. This is going to be coming up on my craft channel. I'm hoping to film this today. It's what's it called? It's a card in a box. So it's a card that folds flat, fairly flat, and then goes boop, and it pops up like a box. How adorable is that? Isn't that fun? So this is one of the first ones I made, and I'm going to show this to you on my craft channel. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to get that filmed today. And what else is going on? I think that's about it. Yeah. So my craft area is a complete disaster. I did housework yesterday because once Bryn came home with all her stuff, I've got her bag and everything. I don't know if you can see it. It's in front of her sneakers are there. Her bag is there because everything was soaked yesterday. So it's in front of the dehumidifier. But funniest thing, Scott and I were watching TV last night, and he came from the kitchen and he walked around the dehumidifier and he went to walk around the stuff, and I have a clock that hangs out from the wall. He totally whacked his head on the clock, and I laughed for like the next 20 minutes. It was the funniest thing. I'm sorry, I'm the type of person that if you fall down or you bang into something, I will laugh. If you're bleeding, I'll have sympathy for you for a few minutes, but then I will continue to laugh. It just strikes me as funny. So he was laughing too, so he wasn't hurt. It just shocked him because he wasn't paying attention that the clock was there. And why he was walking so close to the wall, but I think it was because he was trying to walk around the stuff on the floor. Oh, I found that funny. Anyway, we were watching, and this is my new favorite show, and it's not for all ages, definitely not. It's not for kids, that is for sure. And I'm a little late, I think I'm about a year behind everybody else, but it's called Orange is the New Black. Love it. There's language, there's nudity, there's sex, there's violence, there's like everything is in this show. But you get so involved in the characters. Mariel told me about it. But it's a type of show that you're like almost embarrassed to tell people that you watch, but it's so good. It's on Netflix. I just finished season 2. I think there's season 3 coming. I don't know when, because like I said, I just kind of heard about this a few weeks ago. But so now I have Scott watching it because he's been watching West Wing, and he watches I forget the main guy in it, but he watches Rescue Me. And it's about a guy, he's a fireman, and he keeps having flashbacks of 9/11, and again, there's a lot of language and things in that show as well, but yeah, I really like it. So Once Upon a Time is my new favorite, and Orange, is my favorite, and Orange is the New Black. And other than that, I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, but oh, it's so good. Crazy Eyes, and oh my god, it's so, there's funny parts, and Red, who's the cook, I recognized her from somewhere. So then when Scott was watching it last night, he's like, where is she from? And she used to be the captain on Star Trek years ago. So it's like, oh my god, I knew I recognized her from somewhere. But anyway, so yeah, that is our new favorite show. So Scott's just watched season 1, the first 2 episodes of season 1 last night. So I'm rewatching it now. But anyway, it's a good show. But again, just watch it once the kids are asleep. But anyway, so that's about it that's going on here. So, what's today? Monday. There's a holiday tomorrow, so the kids are off school tomorrow for Remembrance Day. And I'm starting to panic a little bit about Christmas. We're trying to see if Scott has time off so that we can go up to Halifax. And he doesn't know if he has the time off, and I don't want to leave him alone for Christmas. So we're just trying to see what we're doing. Maybe we'll go up later if he can't come with us, and we'll at least stay with him for Christmas. I have nothing bought. I have one thing that I got for Annette, my sister, and then that is it. I have nothing else bought. The kids have lists. They always have lists. But yeah, I haven't bought anything because does it go to Halifax? Does it come here? I don't know what we're doing yet. So yeah, I got to just focus on other things. I need to make a couple things for Christmas. I got to make some cards. I'm writing out some Christmas cards. So I'm doing that, but that's kind of it. I'm sort of in a holding pattern until we figure out what he's doing with vacation. So hopefully he can get some time off, and that would be good. So, all right, I'm going to go film my video for this, so stay tuned for that on my craft channel. It's really cute, and I'm going to be selling the pieces with it on my to go with it on my Etsy shop. So my Etsy shop is back up and running. I've got some things listed in there, so please check it out. It's just Red Cardinal Crafts, just like my craft channel. All right, so I'm gonna get going and get some stuff done. Okay, talk to you later. See ya.